Hello everybody. Better check these out first for me, Mikey.
What are we pointing at there?
Well, we're pointing out the new sort of like body warmer, which you and Laura sorted out.
Snazzy.
Multi-colour logo, it's cool, isn't it?
Colour-coded zips.
It's winter, so we need it because it's
Especially if you're standing around a lot.
pretty parky. And
fresh out there today.
we got the new DJI, they're on it, DJI mics. We got two new members of staff, which are over there busy on the other two bays. We'll talk about them, introduce you to them on another video. We've got a bench here ready. It's empty at the moment. As you can see, we got a stencil there. We'll talk about that in a minute, what we're going to be doing on this. Right, so Mark III Focus RS, there it is. Gives you sort of like an idea of what we're going to be doing on it. Now, new customer. He's only had it for 12 months, I think he was telling me. And it's obviously gone back for the recall. It's a 2017 car. It's done, I don't know the mileage on it, 41,000, something like that. But it's had the recall done back when. And it was not behaving itself on this, so it wasn't running right. The problem that he complained is the idling side of it. So the idling would be intermittent. You drive along and then it would suddenly come to traffic lights, dip the clutch, and it would jump up to like 1,500 revs, then maybe 1,200 revs, and then you turn the aircon on, that would help a bit, and then it was all over the show.
Sometimes it would also, when you dip the clutch, it would drop the revs and stall, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and then I took it out for a quick dry, Laura took it out, Mike took it out, and then Mike moved it on cold start, and it was like...
It was like it had like a misfire on a cylinder, but it wasn't. It was like it was a slight misfire on all cylinders. It was a bit all over the place.
Weird, wasn't it? And it, interestingly, when we obviously put the diagnostics on it, on the 4Scan, all it came up with was just it was like a CAN bus. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was nothing to do with like misfire or anything like that. So it was a bit strange. So we tried a readaptation on the throttle body mic, didn't we?
Yeah.
And didn't really do anything, to be honest. Then obviously usual thing, check the plugs, asked about the fuel that he's using. He's running on 99 Tesco Momentum or V-Power, whatever, it's all the same, don't matter, does it? And yes, we scratching our heads a bit, and then I said to Mike, I'm going to go get involved with this a bit more in depth. Obviously speak to the customer, make sure that he's happy to do that. And I wanted to check the timing, and the reason why I wanted to do that, because I couldn't think of anything else that could cause that. I even put the car's standard. I just had to assume it was standard. What he told me, I went out and done some data logging with it, and it is standard. I then put a standard REVO stock file on it, just to make sure that it's all bang on. Tried it again, no different. Hence, that's why I went down the route of the timing side of it. Now, because it's had the recall, stripped it all down, and lo and behold, the inlet cam was miles out, and the trigger on the pulley was miles out. So instantly, there's your problem.
That's the crankshaft trigger.
Yeah. So the crankshaft trigger, so like Mike says, yeah. So exhaust cam was bang on. The inlet, no chance, couldn't get the tool in it. And you're talking, that was a good 4 mil out, I reckon, on the inlet cam. Interestingly, never threw any codes on correlation between camshaft and crank. Just didn't throw it. So, and then the trigger, like Mike says, is got to be absolutely bang on, because that's what it's seeing and picking up, obviously, for your VVTs on the variable valve timing pulleys, and then it'll adjust it accordingly to throttle position and all this sort of nonsense, right? So that, yeah, absolutely miles out. So we've gone through, I've taken it all apart, I've corrected it, okay, and completely different car, transformed. It's exactly how it should be now, because we talked about a REVO stage 1, we talked about REVO stage 2, so there's no way that I can put any software or anything on the car, any enhancement, when it's not running correctly. I had to sort that out first. That's been done. Now we can crack on with the REVO stage 2. We've got another one which is from Wales. That's done 6,000 miles, I think, that car. When he went back for the recall, because of the age of it, it was come under that one, because it was not a later car. About 3,000 miles, I think, when he had the recall done on that. But I'll tell you about that one. It's not quite as bad as this one, but I'll tell you about that one in a separate video, because there's lots of other stuff that we've done on that as well. So going back to this one, Mikey, we're going to be, I'm going to make a start on this and start stripping it down in a minute. We've got the bench ready, because we're going to, that'll be with the intercooler. So we've got, I won't take it out. I'll show you what to do when I take it out. But so in here, we got a REVO intercooler. I'll talk about that in a sec. Carbon intake and I've got 2 of each because I'll keep one for stock. So I've got an intercooler in stock, extra, and a carbon intake, same as what I run on my car. All right, now this is a Pro Alloy boost pipe kit. Now the reason why we've got the Pro Alloy one, REVO, normally on the performance pack, it would come with it. They don't have the boost pipe kits available, so we go for Pro Alloy. That's what I got on mine, no problem at all. So the intercooler, we'll put that on the bench in a minute. Laura will come down there and put it on and sort the stencil out. I'll go around and prep it, etch and primer, then paint it with 2K, having the blue MJP logo, the same as what we put on Derek's, the Irish car, which will blend in nice with it. What else are we doing? Forge recirc on the side of the turbo, get rid of the plastic, standard one, uprate the spring and all that sort of stuff. Sound suppressor on the side of the turbo, just normal practice. Rear lower motor mount, SPS switch to go with the REVO software, and then the carbon intake, intercooler, and then we'll load up the, I've already done the spark plugs with the LTR cooler running ones. We'll load up the REVO Stage 2 software. I think we're good to go, aren't we? But yeah, it's really interesting on that timing. It has to be discussed, and you know, I'm going to be.
Yeah, we've seen threads on.
Well, how
online
many?
And stuff. And
we talked about it, Mike, didn't we?
There's so many people with the same symptoms
after
having the
recall,
same issues after they've had the head gasket done. So yeah,
very highly unlikely you're going to get it from factory if the car's never been touched. Highly unlikely that that's going to occur from factory. So it's only when it's been taken apart and basically it hasn't been put back correctly. Now I don't know why that is. Now it could be that they don't know what they're doing. It could be that they haven't got the proper tools, whatever it is, reason it is, but it's not acceptable, is it? Really, you're going to do it properly. If you don't know what you're doing, give it to somebody else that knows what they're doing to do it properly, isn't it? That's the thing, isn't it? You have to have the proper tools to do it, and it's critical on these. If you do not get them synchronized and lined up properly, that's to be found out, Mike, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, but like Mike said, how many thousands are out there running around where the engine timing's out, whether that could be the exhaust cam, the inlet cam, and the trigger pulley out. Could be a combination of all of it, couldn't it? So yeah, that's just a bit of information for you, and I'll put something on the social media, on the Instagram and all that sort of stuff, just to...
You know where we are if...
you know where we are, well, exactly, yeah. I mean, it's, yeah, beyond me how it can, I don't know, but...
And obviously when we reset the timing and put it to where it should be, we check that, rotate the engine, check, rotate, check, and check again. So we know that it's now bang on.
Yeah.
And like Martin said, when you start it and drive it, it's a totally different car.
Yeah. And everything is paint marked as well, so we know exactly that everything's bang on. So yes, that's just a bit of information for you. So what I need to do now is crack on. Mike's got some MOTs to do, and I need to crack on with this and get this done, and then we'll come back as we go. As I say lots of times, I'll just do some vids as I go with stuff on the bench and whatever I can, you know, so just put so much time on the job. All right, Mike, before you say it, come on.
You take long enough anyway.
All right. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do, and we'll take loads of pickings and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, we haven't done a video for a little while because we've been...
It's been months, isn't it, probably?
Blimey, like, and then you got the radio on this car, like, pumping out...
Got a news update.
Update.
We've had a little bit of snow down here overnight.
That's what we do with that, Mikey, isn't it? Gone. But yeah, that's it. We've been busy doing... We've got a lot of bread and butter stuff to do with the jobs, and then a lot of the performance stuff, but it's just finding the time, new employees starting.
Adjusting to new staff.
Yeah, moving stuff around and whatever, and we getting this organised, Mikey. Yeah.
Getting this all sorted.
Yeah, exactly. And we got some...
coming soon. Should we just leave it with coming soon?
Yeah, some sort of like...
some goodies.
Yeah, I think, innit? That's the way to go, innit?
We've got final. Literally, final sign-off.
Mike's sorting that out now.
As soon as it lands, and then...
Yeah, exactly. And then we'll let you know. We'll put it on there, and you can... but yeah, it's to do with clothing, obviously, isn't it? The plot thickens. Literally. All right? So, as you can see, a bit different than what we talked about before, because now the turbo's off on the bench. And the reason why the turbo's off on the bench is because these are a right pain. Now, normally, when you crack off the 15mm nut, which is here, right? These are not the original, these are that's the original nut. Mistake that. They usually come out like that. So that'll lock onto it, and then it'll just pull the stud out of the turbo. We run a tap down there, clean it all up, new studs in, new nuts. Straightforward as that, really. They're not straightforward to get undone, by the way. They're always mega tight. Anyway, so one of them come out. This one started undoing it, got so far, and then it just decided to start spinning on the thread. I was like, no. So we managed to get that off, all right, and then it left the stud, and then I thought, right, okay. So now it's really tight, so put a turbo socket on it. That's a turbo socket there, all right, and cracked it off, and it started coming out. I thought, well, this is ideal, and then it stopped, and then it started spinning. So not only did we have the nut spinning on the thread and the stud, we've now got the stud spinning in the thread and the turbo. So worst case scenario, really. We tried, Mike, didn't we? We tried, and then we thought, we're not getting anywhere with this. It just keeps spinning. We tried everything to try and get some gas on it, and tried getting it off with a little small battery gun. No chance. So in the end, there's no other option but take the turbo off. And then it was down to Julian, our friend down at Proform Engineering, and he sorted that out for us. Easier to do that than us trying to mess around with it. So there we go. So he's done all the thread, 2 new studs, 2 new nuts. That's ready to go back on. The only positive side of it is, instead of me messing around putting the uprating the recirc, which we're doing, from the plastic one to the forged one, and the sound suppressor, it's just that it's a lot easier to do it on the bench. This is quite easy. These can be a bit fiddly, the old sound suppressor side of it, but yeah, that just makes it a lot easier. So yeah, on these, I think I've told you about it before, it comes with a uprated yellow spring. Standard one in it will be green, look. So we're going to oof that out. That's okay if you're just running standard power. Any sort of upgrade, put the stronger yellow spring in it. That's the seals and all that sort of stuff. I think that's it on that side of it, Mikey, innit? Yeah. So then we can flip round. You can see, look, what we had to do, obviously, there's no turbo on it. It's nothing really much to see. It's just, yeah, a case of now of just building it all back together. And then I'll bring the intercooler around. We've got the boost pipe kit, which I'll present that on the bench and all that sort of stuff, and then we can chat about that. We've got a Sport Cat, which we'll show you when we put it on the bench. That's going to be going on. It's not a new unit. It's one that I took off a previous car, but it's great because it's a Miltech one, but it's for OE. So yeah, that'll work really well because it's already got the adapter underneath for an OE exhaust, not a Miltech one, because they do either or either. That's it. So the throttle body is off. We said about that before. We tried to recalibrate it. I just took it off the. It's just got to do the boost pipe kit anyway, so just take it off and then I'll clean that at the same time as well. Just probably never been clean, put some carb cleaner through it, and then start building it back up. So this is the Paralloy boost pipe kit that we talked about for Paul's Mark III Focus RS, which is located behind me. Yeah, it's a pretty good kit this. As we discussed before, normally you get it in the Stage 2 Performance Pack from REVO. They don't have any, so we use the Paralloy one in the satin black, which is what he wanted. So that's fairly self-explanatory. It's a lot different than the standard one. It's 4 sizes bigger, and then we got the like 4mm thick silicone hoses. I think it's 4mm, something like that. In the black, we're not particularly worried about what colour. You don't see it anyway. That side of it, and then while I'm there, that's the standard transfer box, or if you want me to be exact, PTU bracket, power takeoff unit. All right, transfer box I'll call it. All right, so that's the original. It's only secured by 3 bolts, whereas like that, we're going to upgrade it to the mount tune one, which is a nice billet unit here. Pretty cool. And then you get the extra one, so it's held on by 4 bolts, as you can see. And then there's your bolts there that go with it. That's that. Little things as we find when we go along, like on the bottom ball joint. Obviously, we had to take that down, and take the dry shaft out, transfer box out, and all that sort of stuff. So this one was a bit corroded, so I'll put him on the old wire wheel, and you can see that he's quite rotten there. So
Nasty.
Yeah, we don't go putting that back in. So we've got a newie there, just been delivered from Parts Plus. That's that there. Quick little gander underneath, Mikey. So yeah, all it is, obviously the dry shaft's back in. We've just got to put the pinch bottle nut back in there. And transfer box on, the cat's on, the turbo's on. I'll butt the exhaust stop afterwards because I need to get this beam jack out of the way. Yeah, we'll put the power take-off unit bracket on, and then we'll put some oil in the transfer box. That's that side of it done. And then we can put all the boost pipe kit up, which I'll do in a minute, and then do some more bits on the top, and then we'll be making good progress. So yeah, just a little quick vid, progression, that's all. So like I said before, I can't do too much because I never get the job done, will I? You know what I'm saying?
Never get to the end.
No, so that's it. Right, viewers, we're back in the room again. Me and Mikey back in the room. You know, we all have some caps on, really, turn to the side.
Absolutely.
Or fully 180.
Absolutely
no good?
not.
No good? All right, mate. There we are, viewers. So this is the REVO intercooler. You got a nice REVO support brackets there, look. Pretty cool. This is in the performance pack, but like we said before, we had to use Pro Alloy boost pipe kit because they didn't have any. So that's been stenciled up beautifully. We do in the Mike done in the little touching up afterwards because it never comes out. It comes out with a bit of bleed around it, Mike, doesn't it? Yeah. So we have to. You got to just touch it in.
Titivate. Should we say that? Can we say
you can
titivate?
do, mate. You can do, yeah. Viewers know what we mean. That's not rude in any shape or form, is it? So that's that. That looks really cool. When we get the bumper on, it'll look really cool. You're not going to be. It is pretty spot on, really. But I mean, you're not going to be stood there staring at it right close up, and it's designed to view from a distance, isn't it? Really.
It's hard to get it perfect because you're painting over the veins that are in the intercooler.
Oh, it's really difficult.
So it's not even a solid surface you're painting on. But
and that's had like 4 coats of etching primer, 4 coats of 2K paint. So in a rattle can, that's what you need to do. But it's just spot on. Yeah, and then we move on to the benchlet. This is the REVO intake kit, which comes again with a performance pack, and of course with the software, which I'll do afterwards, stage 2 software. Now you get your cylindrical filter, which is the foam one. It's pretty cool. It's all pre-oiled. You don't have to worry about that. Your silicone hoses, that's the adapter which goes in there for your crankcase ventilation, and then this really nice carbon crossover pipe. I've got the same on mine. Derek's got it on his, the one from Ireland, in the satin finish. Really cool. I think it's the best looking one. It's very simple. I think it's the best looking one that out there, really. Not just because it's REVO, I just think it is. That's that. I'm gonna get that all fitted up and get the bumper back on afterwards. But it's easier to, it gives me more room, without the bumper there, doesn't it? So all the boost pipe kits on there. There's no point showing you that. It's just pipe work underneath in it. It's just bigger portion. You saw it on the bench. Everything else is done. As far as the sport cat, the prop shaft, again, little things like the 6 link bolts from prop shaft to power take-off unit. Yeah. So we got. I know we're taking the mic, Mike, but you transfer box.
Someone might take offence to
yeah,
that.
back in my day it was called a transfer box. Now it's called a PTU. Yeah, so that's all. We always renew the bolts. They're just one use. Don't try and lock tight in the other. You can if you want to, but we just throw them away. They come in a one item is like 2 bolts with a link plate. So you just change them. All right, it's just a little bit of advice there. Yeah, exhaust is all on. All the lambda sensors are in, all that sort of nonsense. We talked about the turbo with stud. That's all obviously got to go on there first. Got to put some Ford Super Plus antifreeze in it. That'll all be done. And then we'll start building it all back together. And then we can load up the software. REVO Stage 2 software. We've got an SPS switch to support it as well. We'll talk about all that when I go to do it. And then, yeah, he should be from standard to Stage 2. It's going to be quite a jump for him and quite an experience, to be fair. And it's really good. It's all you ever need, really, on road and on track as well. It's pretty cool on a Stage 2. And then it just runs on 99 ROM fuel, doesn't it? So you don't have to worry about, there's none of this, the methanol side of it. You would have to have my custom software to do that. That's not what you wanted to do. So, yeah. So we'll, without further ado, I'll crack on and then come back later. See you in a bit. That's good, doesn't it? What do we reckon?
Very smart.
So like Mike's just showed you, the it's come out quite nice actually. Like we said on the previous instalment, Mike done a bit of fettering, yeah? Use that word today, should we?
That's a nice word.
So it looks pretty cool. Paul's going to be happy with that. That's that sorted. Not a great deal to see here, apart from we've put the engine cover back on again. We've got to trim it around here because this boost pipe is bigger than the original, and then that's not designed for that, so we have to just trim that. So you've got an air gap between that. You don't want that rubbing through that, because that's obviously the boost pipe in it, so it's expanding and contracting. Now, this is the party piece really. The matte, or I'd say it's more matte than satin maybe, but satiny matte. That covers both then, I think. The carbon crossover pipe from REVO, all the boost pipe kit about the REVO filter instead of the OE one, so it retains the standard airbox, which is pretty cool. And that's about it really. So we've loaded up the stage 2 software, that's all done. SPS switch, REVO SPS switch, which we always recommend if applicable. This is the way to go definitely, because you get the different fuel maps on it, so you can change between 90, well on this one here it's 97, 98 plus, and then you'd run it on 99 ROM. So for example, if you got stuck and they ran out of 99 for whatever reason, you could then put the E1095 in and then turn it to the right number on the SPS switch, and then that would recalibrate it to run that fuel octane. And the best part of it is anti-theft, so you get that with the SPS switch as well, and the anti-theft is done through the REVO software. So it's not an immobilizer, it just shuts it down through the REVO software, and that's great because it's got the ECU's been recalibrated by REVO's calibration. So you shut it down with the SPS switch, you'd have to be some sort of absolute wizard to go in there and know, well for starters the ECU will be locked, so you're trying to get into it, and then you've got to try and then work out how that's done. And I think it's only REVO that know that. So SPS switch, fantastic addition to any REVO software. Apart from that, it's done. All I've got to do now is give it a good thorough road test, and then do post checks on it. That's why we left the undertray off, Mikey, innit?
Yeah.
We put that on last because no point, you know, are you going to check for any sort of like, if there's any leaks, I've had the turbo off. There's not at the moment, it's all perfect, but we always check and double check to make sure that everything's all good before we start, you know, giving the green light. Last thing we do is put the undertray on, and then we're ready to go. So that's about it really. So there's nothing more on this one, to be fair. It's been good and not good. The good side of it is that it's REVO Stage 2 software and all the rest of it that's gone with it. The not so good thing is the stud member, having to take the turbo off and all this sort of stuff. That's not what we want to be doing, but it is what it is, and you just got to deal with it and get on with it, ain't you? So, and it just puts a bit more time on the job, doesn't it? So, yeah, so that's it. So, like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button. Hang on, mate, let's just stop it. Look. Right, let's try again, Mikey, shall we? Apologies, viewers, we had a parts guy come in to deliver a part, and you can see that Mikey's got a camera stuffed in my face. He was adamant he had to come and talk to us. I'll give him the thumbs up, as you can see, and then it's like, open, he's going to just put it down on, and that's it. But no, he's like still coming up. He wanted to talk to us. He wanted to get on camera. That's right, mate. We should have invited him in. Come on, not come on down, come on around.
Named and shamed him.
Yeah, stand by me, mate. What's your name? Tell us all about yourself. But yeah, anyway, viewers, yeah, apologies for that, but that's what happens in live workshops, isn't it, I suppose? But yeah, as I was saying before, I was rude, very rudely interrupted. Yeah, that's it. Like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button, comments down below. We always like that, Mikey, didn't we? Yeah, like a comment. We'll only reply to the ones that are
sensible and serious.
Yeah, not silliness. All right. Yeah, and that's it. There'll be lots of photos going on the Instagram for this one, anyway. And then we got loads coming in, you know, with transits that we're doing, which is quite exciting. Monty's here, look. If you And quickly spin around, Mike, and give them a little flash of it, can you? There we are, look, we're doing a big feature on that once it's finished, but anyway, that's for a different day.
Little sneak peek there.
Yeah.
Saucy bit of kit that.
It is, yeah. We won't show you that yet, but we'll show you, yeah, so it's got we put it on last night, Mike, didn't we?
Yeah.
The rear diffuser, which is custom made for the back of that. Monty's hashtag 021, as we call it. So yeah,
custom carbon bits we've made.
Custom carbon bits was made and applied. Done that yesterday, Mikey, didn't we?
Yeah.
Which we'll explain all that when we do a full video on it. We'll explain it all. You've still got a few more bits to do on that. So that's it. So until the next time.
And not to forget, merchandise coming soon.
Merchandise, yeah, that's it. So we're chasing the suppliers, which are local to us, to be fair. But again, they're busy like us. So I think we've got to get a sample, haven't we?
Final sign off on a sample.
Final sign off sample. It's been done. It's been done. We just got to get up there and liaise with them and have a look, and then we'll let you know what's what. But you'll like it for sure. All right. So exciting times. See you later.